Welcome, everyone. Another episode, another week. Government cheats time. We got the whole gang together again. And like always, we're brought to you by Anti-Watch Club, a 501c3 charity that focuses on veterans, LEOs, first responders, and it utilizes the drop culture to fund those projects and help veterans and LEOs. So give them a look, antiwatchclubonline.org. They have hats, they have Nalgene's, they have flags like the one behind Jason, t-shirts. If obviously you're looking at this because you're into watches, so they got straps, they got happy socks, they have Velcro stuff for your tactical backpack, and a lot of cool stuff.
Tactical backpack.
Not the happy socks you all know.
Yeah, exactly.
Could you imagine Dora the Explorer with a tactical backpack? Dora the Explorer with a tactical backpack.
Yeah, hey, you got to do what you got to do. But how you guys doing? How you doing, Cody?
I'm great. Spent the whole day moving my sister-in-law out of our house into her apartment. So I've been 3 flights of stairs, boxes, beds, couches, chairs, TV stands, some Juice Force IPA keeping me going. I'm tired, but it's gonna be a great episode, I feel. How about y'all, gentlemen?
How you doing, Jason?
I had a freaking London broil earlier, a St. Bernardus triple, and a Adventinius, which is from
don't know what that is. You know,
it's a Doppelbock. Really good, bro.
Got it.
But the London broil, they messed up. I ordered fries instead of mashed potatoes because I was trying to, keep it fit.
Yeah.
And they brought out mashed potatoes and fries.
Where you were.
That's what you were trying. Yeah, that's what you were trying to do.
Hey man, I went to the gym this morning. I need to refuel my body, man.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
I get it.
For me, I have man, this week has been rough for me. It's been rough.
Or has it? Like hindsight, or is it good news?
So a mix, right? Definitely a mix. But I was looking forward to retirement, and on the 20th in the Army decided to mess everything up like they always do. And the Army came through with that. I can't say it on this channel, but and just pin me or put me on the list to pin on October 1st for E8 for Mass Sergeant. And
I would love it if DA was listening to you right now.
It'll be amazing because I'm pretty sure they knew that I didn't want it, and now I have to wait an extra year in order to retire or drop my packet. So
that'll put you at 21 years.
21 years, yeah, 21 years. So I know a lot of people say a year is just a year. For me, a year is very long. I was looking very much forward to hang it up. So, and then on top of that, right? So I'm planning the farewell of the sergeant major that is my boss, right? At the division level. And so I'm planning all this with 2 other E7s, and it's just us 3. Because like always, officers didn't do anything. So I have to plan it. I had to fund it, all that stuff. So I'm running around Friday because it's Friday 1800 or 6 p.m. And I'm running around, and I put everything in the back of the cover of my truck bed. And I started loading everything. I took everything out of my pockets because I got all the cables and everything put in there. And grab everything, put it in, got in the truck, left. An hour into the event, I realized I don't have my phone. So I lost my phone. And if you guys were texting for like hours without noticing that I wasn't texting, is because I didn't have a phone, and I had to finish over there, come here and take my son's little phone that he uses as to watch videos and stuff, and call the company to get an eSIM on it so that I can use it as a phone. And and continue having a phone until I
That's
can
the
go
most
buy one.
S6 story I've ever heard in my life.
I'm
It
telling
really
you.
is. Like
Yeah.
cables.
That might have been what got you over the hump for E8. You ever watched stuff? Like, yo, man, this dude.
I tell you. So yeah. And then obviously
Okay.
the good news is what we're gonna talk about, because obviously
We are.
we're gonna do a wrist check and we're gonna do a cup check. So
Well,
start with
y'all
Jason.
go
What you
first.
got?
Yeah, Jason, go first. I'll go last.
I will go first.
Nice.
Okay.
Look at that. Nodus deep.
Nodus
AWWC collab.
AWWC collab.
Crown to the second power.
Ground to second power. My camera sucks. So, but anyways, you can tell.
You
And,
can
I'll
tell the
put it-
loom though.
Oh, you know I was looming it up before I put it on. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm like
Hey,
a sneaky
Alex.
loomer.
Yeah, you are. You and your
7.5.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Did you have to swap out any or take out any of the links?
Yes,
Probably
I did.
not.
I did 3 links.
We're lying.
3. No, I'm dead serious.
You're lying. Are you serious?
No, I'm dead serious. I got them in the box. I mean,
Okay.
I don't know why you guys are questioning my integrity.
No.
I'm just kidding.
I
I'm just kidding.
had to take out like 5 links because I'm
So
small wrist.
I wear mine a little bit like it's not loose, but it's definitely I don't have any of them. The micro just is all the way closed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I like
Well-
mine to have a little bit of loose, like a little bit of jiggle
Yeah.
to it on a bracelet.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
call
long
me
as you rock it.
1980s cocaine cowboy. That's how I like it.
What are you drinking?
Awa.
Agua.
Nah.
Water.
Way better than I am.
Yeah. So
Oh, I mean, I'll have something later when we get off here. Hey man, we were in Com Central. I was trying to get stuff done, and I
I think
didn't
I
have time to grab any booze.
I think I had like 2 bottles of water like all day, like moving boxes, and here I am drinking IPAs. That's how you do it.
hey,
Just
You
saying
gotta
hi
do
real
what you
quick
gotta
to
do.
Rob. Said thanks,
Yeah.
Rob from over at Mushi Watch Straps, Salty Watch Collector. Thanks for tuning in, Rob.
Thank you,
thanks
Rob.
for tuning in.
Alex, what is on your wrist?
So I also have
Ooh,
my
baby, look at
Nodus
that.
Deep collab. Look at that. Nice. And I had to take like 18 links.
No, so did I. But like just use because it came shipped from the factory pretty loose, the screws.
Yeah.
That way for the vibrations, it's kind of
Yeah.
common sense, I guess.
Yeah.
So for those of you who did receive a AWWC Nodus Deep purple Loctite, works like a charm. You don't want those things falling out. So
Yeah.
highly recommended. You don't have to. It's your watch, but Alex, I recommend you do it.
Yeah.
I did
Sure.
to mine when I got it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Nice.
So yeah, and just to add to the bad news, I ran out of wine, so I and beer, so I have nothing.
You don't have any beer in your house? Like
I ran out of beer and wine.
you have
This
nothing?
week-
like
This week is just, I'm telling you, this week is rough.
you have like no bourbon, no nothing?
No, nothing. No, I have some hard alcohol, some bourbon, some tequila, but
Do you have any
I didn't
Pilar?
bring it. Pilar?
Pilar.
The
No.
rum.
Oh, rum.
No.
That's all you had to
That's
say.
good.
Jason. I was like,
Yeah,
hey, rum.
Yeah.
Not Pilar. And
Yeah.
Alex and I are like,
What?
I thought maybe Alex would know because it's
well,
Puerto
what is
Rican.
Pilar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
Puerto
no.
Rican.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what that one is.
Pretty good. You like it?
What about you,
I'll
Cody?
try it. So since I figured y'all were going to be rocking the deep, yes, mine's right here. Where's my camera? There it is.
Yes.
Mine's not right here. But I was able to secure a new clasp for my
Ooh,
neck pin.
nice. Ooh,
So I
nice.
put it on the bracelet, and I really want to ask you all the question. Tony and Zach, of course, AWWC, they're like, that watch is too much of a tool watch looking to be on a bracelet. What are your thoughts? Like, I love it on a bracelet. I love the Omega bracelet. It has a lot of contention, but I find it really comforting to my skinny ass wrist. Um,
I
but
think a bracelet's always a great option, because especially if you're at the point now where you might have to go from doing something outside to going and doing something inside, i.e. a meeting, or there might, you know what I mean? Because like sometimes when you, especially in the civilian world, you might be of a certain status of other
yeah,
people, but majority of your job's outside, and then you have to have a meeting inside, and it's a little bit of a formality. Formalness.
Our MCB strap I put on my Singing DLC Pro. My Jack Ryan still got the Zane's AWWC collab leather NATO, because brown really brings out the black. But there's just something about wearing the neck pin on the bracelet properly, because it's just like, I don't know, I love it. So that's what I'm wearing, and I am drinking Juice Force IPA from Voodoo Ranger.
Nice.
Yeah. I think it's. I can see what they're saying because of the contrast of the material, the look of the bezel not being smooth compared to the brush on the bracelet, but yeah, I think it looks good anyway.
Well, the bezel is that laser bladed titanium, so it's really, really unique.
Yeah. Oop.
Yeah, he's slowing down.
I think we lost your audio, man. Yeah, I don't know. The audio is
Cody might have
to
jump.
mute now.
Yeah, you might have to drop out and come back in.
Yeah, it's weird.
We can't hear you.
Yeah, that's crazy. But while he works out the audio, yeah, I think it's weird with like it's a unique material on that bezel, so I can see how some people will say that the contrast on the materials, but I think it looks good. I still think it looks good. I don't see an issue with it. So if you like it, rock it, man, rock it. So Jason, what do we got for this week? What do we find on the interwebs?
I do have a new watch alert.
Okay, let's go with the new watch alert.
It's technically a double new watch alert, but I finally got upside down. See,
Grand Seiko.
Yep, my SBGN 027.
That's crazy.
Bro, let me tell you something. This thing is fantastic. And so I remember when I went and got the link from the jewelers that had for my SBGX 335.
Yeah.
So I went and got that link, and I was looking. I told you I was looking around because they cleaned the watch for me. They steamed it and all that stuff. So I was like, oh, I'll just take a walk around and check out what they have. And they have a whole Grand Seiko, like double boots, right?
Yeah.
And I was talking to you, and I was like, it might be too small for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they only had the blue and red and the black and orange. They didn't have this one, and this is the one I wanted, right?
Yeah,
I wanted all like silver, black dial, but I wanted like a very muted monochrome type thing. And bro, so I was like, you know what? I had that credit. I had sold a piece, made some money on it, and I was like, F it, dude, because I did really, really enjoy the watches when I was able to hold them in the boutique.
Yeah.
And so this thing showed up, and number one, Grand Seiko gives you a metric butt ton of packaging. It is, there's so much packaging. The box for this thing, I could have put a bowling ball in. Now it was really safe. I mean, it was really safe. But anyways, this might be, I mean, this just filled like numerous categories for me, and I don't have to worry about those categories anymore.
Yeah.
For travel, for when I got to get suited, right here, it's super thin, bro. Like all things considered.
Yeah.
But it's just really clean, and then it's got all that GS magic, man. Like the indices, like it is with it just sparkles. but the finishing is just great. It's super comfortable. Like I know a lot of people complain about the bracelets.
Yeah.
But oh, thanks, Rob. But I find the bracelet to be really, really freaking comfortable and really nice.
Yeah, it's really I don't know. It's just the finishing on it is extremely good. I think your audio is back, Cody. Is back.
I think so.
Yeah.
Can
we
you
can
hear
hear
me?
you now.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know what
idea
happened,
what
man. That was weird.
Y'all are just talking. I'm like, yeah, about that. Cool.
But yeah, the bracelet on the Grand Seiko, I think people want Grand Seiko to utilize the same style of clasp that either Tudor Omega or Rolex utilize or other brands utilize, because Grand Seiko does utilize a lot of not really diving extension type of clasp or micro adjustment
not one bit.
clasp. Yeah. So for people the complaint that I hear about, it's not about the how comfortable it is or how it feels. It's more about it is hard for some people that fall in different sizing to get the watch to fit like they want it. And that's the complaint that I hear the most about Grand Seiko bracelets. But yeah, it's a beautiful watch, man. Congratulations.
It fits you.
So there it is on my wrist. And so we had to dork around with a little bit, and I took out 1 1/2 link.
Yeah.
So they give you half links
Mm-hmm.
near the bracelet,
half links
near the clasp.
Yeah.
Near the clasp.
Yeah, near the clasp. There's a half link on each side.
Yeah.
And then we just dialed it in, and it wears like a charm, bro.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
Yeah,
But just so you know, that 335
to.
I got has a dive extension. It's a ratcheting dive extension. So you can take
the
clasp.
The divers do, but that's the only ones that have it. So for people that don't have the divers, that's when they complain about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a beautiful watch, man. Congratulations.
Legit.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm happy as a pig in poop.
So what do we got? What do we got from the interwebs this week, Jason? Because you're the one that found everything this week. So.
Oh, one team, one fight. So the first I think cool thing is, and Cody told me they're like basically, I guess, reissues.
Mm-hmm.
But I had never seen them before.
The Hamilton Khaki Field Expedition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you guys' thoughts? I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks pretty cool. It's kind of like digging back at Seiko, because Seiko has the watches that have the north, west, east, south. But it's 37 millimeters, right? If I'm correct.
Yeah.
I don't know what that noise is.
I think that's Cody's mic.
I don't know. It's weird. But 37 millimeters is it's kind of, I don't know. What's the lug to lug on that?
Oh, let me check. It's
because 37 with Hamilton typical lug to lug, I'm guessing it's probably about 45, 44.
Yeah, they
45?
don't list it. 41 millimeter case diameter, 11.5 thickness, 20 millimeter lug width.
That one is the 41 millimeter, you said?
Yeah, 41 millimeter case diameter.
Yeah, because I know they released the other ones, and some of the other ones at 37 millimeters.
It almost looks like it's trying to be a North Flag.
Yes, you're right. It does. It does look like a North Flag. Yeah.
But
I mean, Hamilton is going to find success with it, because that's probably what people like. People like the khaki field line, and they're going to probably I don't know, find success with it, regardless of is the 37 or the 41.
Either way, it's Hamilton has a cult following. They're gonna sell. The Jazzmaster, the Khaki Field. They're all successful in their own way because they speak to so many people that cannot afford, that next level of timepiece, which
no
problem. But for what they offer, their price for that, it's hard to beat.
Because they have the Powermatic 80 version of that they use, the H10 or something like that, which is 80 hours of power reserve. So I mean, you can't beat that value, and it's
hard.
Khaki Field, all the Khaki Fields are very popular, so I agree with Cody. I think they're going to find success with both sizings and all colors, and it's going to be successful.
Rob said he's over the Fotina.
The Fotina. But I think I expected it from any variation of the Khaki Field, because the Khaki Field line uses that a lot. Whether it's in the numbering or the hands or different areas. So I have come to expect it when it comes to the Khaki Field line from Hamilton.
But even if I were to wear this, right, and I walk into a boardroom, right, we're going to notice that dial, and they're going to notice the leather strap. They're not going to notice north, west, east, south, right?
No.
They're not going to know. They're like, oh man, like that stands out because look at that. That leather strap on the black face, it matches.
So
I mean, Hamilton makes a good product too, so the finishing on the case is going to be great. I've handled a bunch of their straps, and their leather can be hit or miss.
But that's when you get the AWWC saying collab and put it in there.
I like this though. I think this is
it looks good. It looks
you
good.
could do a lot worse for the price point.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. You could definitely do.
But you notice there's no loom shots. Dun dun dun.
Well, I mean, Hamilton loom is it's like it is what it is, right? You're not
you're not getting Seiko loom.
You're not getting Seiko loom, you're not getting Nodus loom or Marathon.
No.
You're not getting that.
No, you're not.
Even Winfield. But it's not trying to be that either. So
no, I agree. I mean, it's a thumbs up for me. I
like it for sure because it's simple, it's efficient, like it will work. You can pull it off.
I think it's pretty consensus.
Literally, like if you're going on backpacking, right? Like not, let's say like a simple, 3-day, 4-day backpacking trip, right? And like where you need to know, the following cardinal directions, like, okay, measure this up with your hour hand, for example, or your minute hand.
Like
that's what it's for.
Useful.
So it is a tool watch, and just people are going to hate it. People are going to love it. Some people just need to grow up and accept that it's not trying to be something it's not. Like it's not trying to be an explorer tool. Right?
No.
It's so funny. It's so funny when people say that.
And it's funny because you're right. It's it's like some people are gonna say, oh, I love it, but 41 is 1 millimeter too big.
Like 37 is not, it should have been a 36. Like, come on, man. Like
the bracelet does taper.
The bracelet tapers
from 20 to 18. It's got your favorite movement ever, Alex? H10.
The H10, That's their version of the Powermatic 80.
Yeah, but it's a proven movement. Like,
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, 100%. It works. It's a great movement.
Go the distance, and it's just.
Jesus,
I'm a fan.
What
I like it.
what is going on?
Something beeped really loud. It wasn't me. I think
it wasn't me. With my
it's the
headphones
aliens,
on,
man.
I think my brain just melted.
So it was we have an AWWC like founder chat, obviously. Just
on the through a computer. Yeah.
Myself and Joey.
Yeah.
Why not run it? I
don't know why that sounded so loud this time. Like I never heard it that loud.
Bro, these are some Audio Technica headphones, and like,
well, I know what, like, ladies and gentlemen, if you are listening to this episode, I truly apologize because we in Savannah, Georgia, I am experiencing an alien event because no audio is working for me. I had to take out my AirPods.
Yeah.
Had to unplug the mic. I am working on MacBook Air internal speakers and microphones. So I do apologize.
nice, dude.
You know what's crazy? What's crazy is we had issues from the beginning. Like YouTube would not let us in. This is out of control.
Yeah.
Like
You know who would be proud of us? You know who'd be proud of us? Gunny Highway.
Yeah.
Because we improvised, we adapted, and we overcame.
We got adapt.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
what's next on the pipeline, Jason?
Well, so is the Hamilton a thumbs up for you guys?
Thumbs up?
I like it.
I think it's a thumbs
I'm a
up.
huge Hamilton fan to begin with. Plus, it's Swatch Group. Swatch Group is a mega. Fanboy.
Yeah.
So we're there.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so the next one is near and dear to Alex's heart.
It's in my heart. Oh, yeah. I get scared when you say that, man. I don't know what's coming, you know.
Yeah.
So, Alex, I have a question for you after we talk about this, and then I'll ask you what your opinion would be.
Okay. So, I said this with Zodiac, right? I enjoy when like they did a bicompass chronograph, put a diving bezel on it. I think it's more useful. I like that variation of on a watch. I like it. This to me is a beautiful watch, but it doesn't do it for me as much as the other bicompass chronographs. I don't know why, honestly, and I don't know why.
Okay. Jason.
I thought it was pretty interesting that this is a 40 millimeter case.
Yeah.
I never realized that I didn't realize this until you told me, and then I was at that jewelry store that day that and they had Oris in there. And I was like, geez, man, the Oris freaking watches are thick, bro. Like,
yeah, they're thick.
They're like slabs of metal, right?
Yeah. So
to see that they took it from 17 millimeters down to 15.4, which 15.4 is freaking, it's a slab of meat on your wrist.
Yeah. They still thick.
Yeah. I think it's a sharp watch. I mean,
yeah.
Knowing what I know from Oris, I think I know why you don't like this one as much as the Zodiac one, Alex, is because you don't have any kind of reverse panda or panda effect, right? You have this bicompass and you don't get to see it as much, right? But in the Zodiac one, it's really prominent. There's that stark contrast, right? And I think that works when it's done well, and Zodiac finishes stuff excellently. So I think that might be part of the reason why you don't dig it as much. But it's cool for me. I mean, $4,200. I mean, I don't know, man. I got something pretty good for less than that. And,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
And so I mean, I like the finishing and everything on Oris, but I don't know.
Okay, so at that 4,200 price range, right? That's MSRP from Oris. Obviously, boutiques and ADs, they'll probably up it. So let's just call it $4,500, right? Simple math. Okay, so this is, for those that don't know, this is based. Oris has made this watch before in the past. And it was a big hit. So my question to you, Alex, was, would you like it more if they came out with, if the face of the watch, instead of being black, was the kind of like blue or maroon that you've seen Oris use before?
Yeah,
Do
I
you
think
think-
I think I would like it more if it was a different color, like the maroon or the blue.
So do you think Oris is setting this up to like, okay, here's the new Oris Diver 65 chronograph in black, but next year or next quarter, for example, we're going to be releasing it with a maroon dial or a blue dial, right? Like, if you took the color that's on the Hank Williams one and put it on this, like, it'd be beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Hank Aaron one.
Yeah, like that color on this,
Yeah.
like, would be epic. But I'm really curious to see if Oris is going to add color variations to this watch. I like it.
Yeah.
Chronographs 15 millimeters thick. People yet again are going to complain. Oh my God, it's too thick. Well, okay, what do you want? Like, you designed the watch then, right? It almost-
Yeah.
I mean, they're saying, you know, it's amazing how many people don't understand, like, you know, the movements parts stack up on top of each other, right?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
have these minute clearances that you got to make in order to make this
Yeah.
stuff, and then you can't have any droop on one side or any droop on the other side. Like, you know, it's got to be perfectly balanced and blah 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 blah
Like-
blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I think it's perfectly fine. Like 15 millimeter. I mean, 15 is
Yeah.
big, but like,
It's not.
you know, you just wear it with a short sleeve shirt, right? Like a
Like, it's
sweater or
not
something.
the, Rolex Submariner Ultra Deep.
Yeah. I mean, chronographs are thick anyway, so
They are thick indeed, but my only concern and my biggest gripe, and this is just really nitpicking. Yes, it's a beautiful watch. I like chronographs, but for this one, if you're gonna name it Oris Diver 65, it needs to be more than 100 meters or 10 atoms water resistant, right? Like,
yeah.
we claim that yes, this you can swim in this watch, you can shower in this watch. Don't push the pushers, right, to activate the chronograph. But Diver 65, if I were to ask anyone on the street, what does Diver 65 mean? Or like, what would you think if I named a watch Diver 65? They're probably going to want to think like, oh, I can go diving with it.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to jump off a 3-foot diving board or 5-foot diving board with the water impact or diving.
Yeah.
You could snorkel, you can swim. Yes, you're fine in a 100-meter watch. Like, I have no problem taking my Jack Ryan Hamilton swimming. I have.
You know, I
Let's
just thought let's call it snorkel for 65.
Yeah.
There you go, Alex.
You know what's weird though? Like if I had a chronograph, I wouldn't wear it like somewhere to the beach. I would just, you know, I guess I don't have one because I had one before, and to me it's just like really impractical. Like I don't, you know, my wife loves them because the kids in her class, you know, second graders think they're awesome because the second graders, she'll be like, "All right, we're gonna time how fast you can put your pencils away," and they're like tackling each other and stuff and like drop kicking each other.
Like, I'm a fan of chronographs. I really like this one. I like Oris just because they're another independent Swiss brand. Rob says, "Go home."
Go home or it should cut off. But I think you're right though, Cody, about the color thing, right? Like if they expand it out, right? Because check this out. So the Hank Aaron one, right? The red, white, and bluish, you know, Atlanta Braves colors. But like you're right, man. Could you imagine the dial blue, and then the indices all be white, right? And then you do the bicompass red, that Atlanta Braves red, and you keep all this stuff white, like the indices. I mean, that's freaking cash money.
But
you know
is Oris setting this watch up to be a color variation?
Oris, you better set it up to be a color variation.
I hope so, because
I mean, think about the Clemente colors like this. The Roberto
exactly.
Clemente watches, the Carl Brashear watch. I mean, Carl Brashear probably wouldn't wear a chronograph while he was going diving, but you know,
But I think if he had the ability to wear a chronograph while he was diving, he would have.
Yeah.
Think about it. If the technology back then it really was able to be used, diving chronographs, he would have used it.
Yeah.
The C Lab one,
there's a lot of potential.
There is, but I'm a big fan. I like Oris.
No, yeah,
I like Oris, even though they support the Padres. Nobody's perfect.
That's hilarious.
I don't think it's at. Once again, though, that $4,500 price point, like there's a lot you can get at $4,500. Look at
Yes,
Shooter, Omega. Like there's a lot in that price range that you really have to consider what you're trying to go after. Trying to go after a really diving watch or a really cool boardroom civilian job that can go to the pool, that can go to the beach, and like it works everywhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
Y'all will have to decide.
Yeah.
I think it's cool if you're into chronographs, and I really hope. I mean, because Oris has done so much cool stuff with colors, the sea foam, the oyster project thingy, you know, all the big pilot stuff, and they do have some cool colors. I think they
have the ability to do cool colors, and I really hope like they do, because I think it would work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, slightly used Speedy or lightly used Speedy. Or if you guys don't know, Rob's also like a master of the Speed.
Yeah.
Like Rob knows a lot of crap. Yeah. I actually want us to do a trivia show one night, Alex against Rob.
No. But let's take Rob's example of a light Speedy, right? Let's use the we'll use the Speedy reduced for simples, right? Day composition, right? Like I would take the Oris over it, like right to this day, because the movement the Oris is going to use, and I'm a mega fan.
Yeah.
But I'll take the Oris. I would rather have a Speedmaster Professional or Dark Side of the Moon, but I cannot compare that to the Oris.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I've never seen an Oris that I want.
Oh, so
and I've seen them all on the website.
Watches of Switzerland edition is pretty rad. Like it's pretty.
I think a lot of times I'm not gonna. That's too much. That's too much pressure. That's too much pressure.
I would do the thumbnail like the movie Face Off. I would put one of your heads on one of your faces on Nicolas Cage, and the other one on John Travolta.
Sergeant D6 versus Rob.
You know, I think Oris. What happens with Oris a lot is Oris makes watches or the wear very differently to other watches. You know, with the Aquas or any of their watches. I think probably the most normal wearing watch that they have is Diver 65, but a lot of their watches is they wear very, very different than other watches, and people and if you are not used to it, or if you're not looking for something like that, it's gonna take time. Is because so a lot of people say the Aquas wear smaller because when you look at it, if you're not paying attention to the watch as a whole, for watch nerds is different, but for regular people, they are not watch nerds. You're looking at the watch, you only see the dial, the case. You're not seeing the lugs. With a typical layout of a watch, you see the lugs because the way they're laid out. With the Oris Aquas, you don't really. It's kind of like a play in mind where it looks like it is integrated bracelet, but it's not. So it does wear differently, because if you're not someone that pays attention to that, you think the watch doesn't have lugs, and it gives you the impression of something very different. And then on top of that, the thickness, right? Because it still has presence based on the thickness and the overhang of the vessel. So having those things still give you presence, but then you don't see the logs. So people are not. It's weird for people typically, and it's just different.
And another thing is they're gonna complain that they're not getting the their in-house movement caliber.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At $4,500, right? Like some people are gonna expect, well, like then I get a caliber 400. I don't know, but I like it. If I had $4,500 to spend, I don't know. Like that's a tough question.
Yeah. No, I think Rob's onto something, because I think I would go with something. I don't know. Not that Oris isn't tried and tested, because I mean, they've been around for a while and people dig them and stuff. But I think especially like being someone who's only been doing this for 3 or 4 years, I'd probably have to experience something that's been around a while, and then if I didn't like it, moving on, and then maybe try out Oris. But like if the option to get a Speedmaster at that price was available, I feel like I'd have to do it just to try it out, just to know if I really liked it or not.
Like, we'll be able to see it, Jason, at Wind Up. Hashtag Wind Up.
Yeah. I'm gonna be there early. I'm gonna try to. I have press access, but I'm gonna try to sneak in before that. Act like I'm helping out people. I'm like, no, I'm just here carrying boxes.
Staff.
Yeah, let's have a box and walk in.
I'm hoping Oris has them there, so that way we can actually like get hands on, try them on, and see, like, because that will solidify my decision if I were to spend $4,500 on a new Oris or less for a Speedmaster.
Yeah. Well, speaking of something that doesn't cost $4,500, but that we wanted to talk about today. Bam.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to use the song, but I couldn't figure out how much of the song I could use without us getting a copyright strike.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all have to talk about this watch. I will tell you that my initial conversation with Nodus about this collaboration happened in November last year. So we were able to link up with Nodus, talk, kind of feel each other out, because that's what companies do. And I think so. We had the first prototype maybe last month. It ships. So that's 10 months, 11 months of a company such as AWWC, who we just turned one, came out with a watch. So I had to go back in my emails and be like, let me look at the month and day my interaction with Nodus happened, since I am the project lead on a lot of future collaborations. It was November 30th. We knew we wanted a deep. We knew we wanted DLC because Nodus has never done a DLC deep before.
Mm-hmm.
We've done the Destro, but not a complete full DLC.
Mm-hmm.
The only back and forth we did about the watch, there's that ding again. That's my son. He wants a app, apparently. Good to hear that. So the only back and forth we went to was really what was going to be on the case back. We knew our logo, our shield. My son's name. I apologize. Really am.
He's being attacked. His base is being attacked by someone. He has to respond.
Probably in like 2 minutes, he's gonna come in here and be like, "Dad, did you accept my game request?"
Yeah.
So we immediately knew this was going to be it. Alex's touch was our crown on the actual crown itself, but the case back we went back and forth with Nodus, and I think we went through 3 different iterations before we solidified what was that. And this is the current deep. And I think the 3 that we released, or Nodus released to the general public, I think they sold in like 10 seconds.
Oh man.
And
Yeah,
there
that's
was
crazy.
a lot of hate mail that went to Wesley and us. People continuously asking, like, Alex, you saw it in Intersect, right?
Yeah.
Before it even shipped to any of us.
Yeah.
People like it. It's a hit.
It is.
What I can tell you is that version 2 will be different. It's gonna be awesome. It's what I want to hear, because I am a part of AWWC, right? So obviously I can be like, man, this is our company watch. And to be honest, a lot of our founders have put their Omegas, Panerais, Rolexes aside to wear this, because this is like our stamp in the world of watch space, right? Like, it's really hard, if you think about it, for a nonprofit from start to finish in less than 1 year to be able to come out with a watch collaboration that sold out as fast as it did.
Mm-hmm.
So I absolutely love it, but I'm very biased because it is our watch. It is my project. It's my baby, basically. I love, like I told y'all, like I shot y'all a message, like I love the clasp. I love the bracelet. Their clasp puts, I don't know if I should say this because it's going to break my heart, puts a lot of clasps to shame.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, their innovation and like forward thinking puts others to shame.
Yeah.
But I like, Jason, you've had a deep before. Alex, you've had Nodus timepieces before, but I want to know and hear what y'all have to say.
You want to go first, Alex?
Yeah. For me, I was kind of like looking at Cody deep into his eyes, and I kind of got lost in there. So, I have praised Nodus for a long time now on their bracelets, on their innovation, and how they make their watches. I have praised the Deep a lot, and I think that there was no better watch to be out there as a first collaboration for you guys, for AWWC, a tool watch that, with a company that has so much to offer. And then on top of that, you guys went the right direction. I love how the black looks, how the full DLC looks like, the crown on the crown. It's just subtle little things that make the watch that much better. And I got to say, man, it was an extreme hit when I was in Dallas and Intersect, and everyone always says the same thing when they grab it. They always talk about the finishing. They talk about on the bracelet with the clasp. They talk about the look of the red versus the whole black of the watch, the lume, the bezel. They talk about how much presence does it have, and when you look at it online versus how you look at it in person, it's such a great size. But when you look at it online, it seems like it's going to be bigger because it has so much presence, and then everything is so well done on it, and to me, it's like, honestly, the back of the watch with just no color, just etched in there, the the flag, and then putting color into the what you can see of the watch. It's executed amazingly. I think I've been wearing this watch the whole week. I haven't taken it off, and honestly, I have gotten many compliments. It's just I don't have anything bad to say about this watch, and it's not because I love AWWC and we got this relationship together. It's not that. It's just the fact that it's such a great watch, and what you guys did to it didn't take from it. It just added to it, right?
Yeah.
A lot of times you're going to get collaborations from companies that will completely change a watch, or just do a symbol on it. That's it. And with this, it was more than that, right? You have the red collar seconds hand, you had the red deep, you had the combination of the logo, and you have the combination of the crown, and then making it continue to be full tool watch by going DLC as opposed to trying to push Nodus to be brushed. Because I think this watch looks great the way it is as a tool watch without being brushed. I think it's just pops the indices or the markers even more, because on the regular deep, you had the contrast of the bezel being DLC with the indices or the markers around the watch, right, on the dial. You have that contrast. But with this, it's even more of a contrast. So when you look at that watch, the clarity of reading this watch is insane. Because those markers pop insanely. And to me, you can't ask for anything better than that when you're looking at a tool watch. The majority of people that are looking to use this are gonna go out and use it at night and in the dark. So it to me is just very much the epitome of what I will wear, what I want to wear as a tool watch, being in the military now that I got to do an extra year.
And I'm sorry for that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Jason.
All right. So
let's hear the truth.
No, I mean, so check us out. So, I bought the first Nodus Deep. And so, I want to lead with that because my relationship with Nodus started before my relationship with AWWC, right? Mm-hmm. And I reached out to Nodus about the Avalon Sea Spray 2. And, still a relatively small blog. I'm a single person blog, right? Single person podcast on my thing. And I said, hey, I have a buddy of mine, my buddy T, the active duty guy, lieutenant commander. He, he surfs and does all that stuff. I'm like, I think he'd be a great guy to test out one of your watches. I'd be more than happy to send it back because I don't want a free watch. I just want to be able to review something. And I had talked to Jake, and Jake had talked to Wes, and Wes was like, yeah, send him one. So they sent me an Avalon Sea Spray 2. They had no earthly idea who the F I was. I hadn't met them yet at Windup. So they sent the watch. My buddy got to wear it, and he fell in love with it. And the white waffle dial one, and I was like, hey, my friend's interested in buying the watch. And they were like, cool, we'll send them an invoice. I sent an invoice. They cut, because it had been around the block. The watch had been sent to numerous people. So they gave him a pretty good discount like you would on a used car. And to this day, he loves it. He wore it to a wedding. He's worn it surfing, blah, 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 blah. He loved the Nodus clasp. He loved all that stuff, right? So I got the chance to meet them in New York, et cetera, et cetera. I got to see what they were doing, and super down to earth. Like Wes was talking to me, and Wes has got military in his family, or retired military in his family, former military. And if you know that story, it aligns with my buddy who he loaned the watch to. He got to meet my buddy because he went to wind up with us. So they got to, they went off and talked for like 10, 15 minutes about that whole part of the military and everything. So just down to earth guys, man. And, but make a really solid product. So when the Deep came out, I was like, F it, the first one. I was like, I'm getting this thing no matter what. I got it. I loved it. And then my buddy who I work with, he's my team member. There's two of us. He kind of got into watches because I never shut up about him. And I helped him buy his first real watch. And it's a Tag Heuer two-tone Aqua Racer blue dial, because he was going back home to the country where his family's from. And, you know, that's a big status symbol there. So he wanted to have a nice vacation watch, build some memories with it. The second he saw this and he's like really, he's a former submariner, retired, right? So he's not a nuke, but we call him Nuki. They really do a lot of research and think about stuff. When he held the Deep the first time, he had enough knowledge to be like, man, they did the bracelet tapers. They're giving you the Nodus clasp. They're giving you the the micro adjust. They're giving you quick release spring bars. They're giving you the dual bezel, you know, with the left-handed crown, the bezel action. Like he could tell, and then he could tell how well it was finished. And he was like, well, how much was it? And I told him the price that I paid, and he was like, dang. And dude, from that moment, he started riding my butt about selling it to him. And I'm like, look, man, they're all out of stock. Like if I sell you this thing right now, right? Like I'm not going to have one. And what the hell is it? It's not going to do me any good if I don't have one, right? Like, so when the little birdies were flying and talking about AWWC Deep, chirp, 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 right? I told him, I said, listen, if I get confirmation that this watch is going to come out, I said, I need confirmation like from the horse's mouth. I will sell you the Deep I have. He's like, oh, thanks. So the second I got it, I was like, yo, man, I got confirmation. He's like, what? How much do you want? I said, I'll sell it to you for cost. What I got it for. So he goes outside, dude, and just freaking Venmo. He goes, no, he asked me to send him a Venmo request. So I said, X amount of dollars for being your friend. And he paid for it and he had it. And so that whole thing leads up to the fact of, I knew the people behind the brand, which Alex and I talk about all the time. I knew about the people behind the brand. I knew what they were trying to do. I knew that I was going to get a quality piece. Like if this piece had been within 10% the quality of the original Deep, I knew I was good, right? I don't really dig the whole black watch thing usually, but I knew that the coating, if they did the DLC, I knew that Nodus wouldn't let some BS walk out the door. Nor I also knew that AWWC wouldn't let that happen either. But you know, Nodus is the one making the watches, and they're there when the things are getting built. So I knew the Cody wouldn't be crap, because I've seen some really crappy DLC Cody. Right? Horrible. I usually don't like it, but this one's excellent, right? And so I had all that, and then the relationship, you know, because me and Alex just reached out to you, basically cold called, right? We did our 60-second elevator speech with you. And because, you know, for those that don't know, we were going to do this stream no matter what. It was me and Alex. I brought the idea to Alex and was like, yo, you want to do a stream? And then Alex, we had a billion names, and Alex like, yeah, it's called Government Cheese Time. We're like, cool. So do you want to do it like make money or just to, if we make money, give it to charity? He's like, yeah, let's do that. Let's do the charity thing. We're like, cool. And then we were like, well, man, we should approach the AWWC guys because they do charity stuff and they don't have a stream or anything. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. So, you know, we did the 60-second cold call because at the end of the day, we looked at everything that you guys were doing, and, you know, and I'll say it now that what we're doing, because we're part of it, and it just spoke to us because there was a system in place to help and give back, which is all I've tried to do for myself, for my podcast since episode 1. The whole purpose of my podcast is to provide resources to veterans and fellow everybody that wants to listen. And so when all that came together with this one watch, right? And when it showed up and I pulled it out of the box and I'm looking at it, I was so happy for you guys, because I'm like, this usually doesn't happen. You don't usually get this quality, the quality, bro, of this watch at that price point. It speaks to the ethos of AWWC. It speaks to the ethos of Nodus. Anyone that bought this watch that doesn't have a relationship, when they look at it going to the all the time foundation, the proceeds, it's a win-win for everybody, right? And then the crazy part is, and Alex will know, you guys will both know what I mean about this. The bar's been set down now, though, right? The bar's been set. And it's like I tell my son sometimes, hey man, you know, this is your first time. Maybe you want to put the bar down here. You know what I mean? Work your way up. And he's always like, no, Dad, I'm gonna do it right. So I think it's awesome. I think and Alex covered all the technical stuff, and we can go on. It's 42 millimeters, 38 millimeter case width, wears differently. screw down crown. You get all the anti-reflective you want. The bezel's freaking insane. It's contrast like hell, like you said. BGW9, I love that. 500 meters. It's 400 meters and 95 meters deeper than I'm ever gonna go. The bracelet tapers the whole nine, but I'm a real esoteric guy, and having this on my wrist feels for me like it kind of solidifies a lot of the good I've been trying to do for our communities for since I've started my podcast. And it speaks to what me and Alex had as a plan when we started this stream, right? And then we've just been fortunate enough to have AWWC as a, and I tell everyone all the time, they're a non-paying sponsor. They don't give us anything. They just hook us up with the name and we hook them up and, you're on board. And it's just,
I'll get the pleasure of knowing from me, sadly, what's coming up, what's in the works. Like, what am I working at as the business development officer for AWWC? So it's just I'll use the Qui-Gon reference, right? Like, it's a symbiotic relationship that we have as AWWC and government cheese time, like, and just plus, like, as watch enthusiasts, watch nerds, watch lovers, whatever you want to call us. Like, hey, like, this is what I'm working on next. Like, you've seen it. But yeah, like, I was blown away when I got mine. Finally, like, I saw the shipping notification. It was Monday delivery, and I was like, oh, it's typical USPS. I'll get it on Tuesday. Nope. Monday and Monday night, like, I'm resizing the bracelet, Loctiting it, and it's just like, yeah, like, I love it. It just,
yeah,
it's
solid, man. Like, and hats off to Wes and Jake and all the Nodus team. I put a post on there about it. I don't see all black done tastefully very often.
Yeah.
It's usually because we talk about it. Me and Alex have joked about it, right? Like, all black tactical is like 1989 Navy SEALs movie, right? They're wearing the high bill hats and you know what I mean? Like, they're carrying MP5s and it's I mean, yeah, you wear dark colored clothes and everything, but like, like, you ever watch that speaking of aliens, because Cody had him on his stream earlier. But have you seen the secrets of Skinwalker Ranch?
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that show?
Yeah.
Okay. Some weird stuff towards the fourth season. Some sketchy stuff in the fourth season. But there's the security guy. I'm not going to name any names. Like, black turtleneck, black shirt, black hat, black pants, black shoes. I'm like, bro, you're in the desert. Like, you know how dirty you're going to get? Like, and it's hot. Like, it's hot as heck. Like, and but then when you see this deep, it's just, man, the freaking the crown. Crown on the crown, bro, is so, like, I've never even talked to Alex, but I guarantee you,
yeah, that was
we would be cracking up all the time, because that's some crap I would have done. I would have been like, we need to put a crown on the crown.
Put our crown on the crown, and that was really his only really stipulation after we figured out, like, what the face was going to look like, right? Because there's 5 of us and a bunch of others, but 5 of us really vote on design lines, what logo we're going to use. And Alex is, of course, he's the CEO, right? He's like, we're doing the crown on crown. Like, okay, cool. We'll run with it. But looking at it and getting it in hand, and I'm sure you guys are the exact same way as well as the others who have gotten one, like, it all makes sense now.
Mm-hmm.
Hilarious, man.
Yeah, no, it was executed well.
Yeah.
And I think everyone that owns one can speak to that. I also like the fact that you were mentioning, Cody, that the next iteration will be different.
Yep.
Because I think uniqueness speak to a lot of people, especially in the watch world, and being able to continue with uniqueness as iterations continue to move forward, it's a great thing, you know, and it can just help both brands as a whole. So I love that you guys are doing that, and honestly, man, I mean, I wore the first day I wore this watch to work. The first day, man, and not even joking. The first day I wore this watch to work, I went to talk to the division chief of staff, and I had a full bird colonel and a sergeant major, both non-watch people, asked me about my watch, and I took it off, handed it off to them, and they both loved the watch. Non-watch people. These are people that they have one watch, and they have it because, you know, the chief of staff bought it, and for those, because he graduated college, and you know, he's graduated ILE. For those of you that are not in the military, that's when officers become field grade officers. So you know, so when they become that, they you know, you make a lot more money, so on and so on. So now he bought this watch that is more expensive, and he has that one watch, right? And then the sergeant major has a Sunto, but they both saw this watch and they were both like, man, let me take a look at what is that watch. They both loved it. And these are people that are not watch people. And for someone that doesn't understand watches to see a watch for the first time and be like, that is amazing. It speaks volume.
And Wes is still getting emails. Like he'll put out in our group that like people are still signing up for notifications, which is awesome. Like we are so humbled and so grateful, just like the reception that we have had with the watch. How Nodus, Wes and Colin and their team executed it, and it's just like, man, like if we were to shut down tomorrow, like we would be still on cloud nine because of that watch. But as you know, like you always improve your fighting position, right, Alex? Jason, I don't know what the term is.
We don't know what the term for the Navy is.
I mean, we can't really take higher ground, but I mean, naval air, we always have higher ground.
Just make them fly, man. Make them fly.
I mean, you've seen Top Gun 2. We send in jets and shoot cruise missiles over them. We don't aim cruise missiles at the SAM sites, obviously, in the movie.
I will tell you, like when I went to the theater, like I'm a huge Top Gun Maverick. I will just put it on the background just while I'm doing something, right? And when his I don't know what the rank is, but it's Maverick's kind of crew chief.
Oh, he's a warrant officer.
Warrant officer, cool.
With the $60,000 stopwatch.
Yeah, from IWC. Like, phone me up. Like, oh, I'll immediately do that job. IWC stopwatch. But yeah, like I don't know what term y'all have. Right? Like we're coming up with a version 2. I cannot say what it is. We are also exploring another avenue, kind of more to follow. Obviously, we will share it on social media because that's what we do.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you guys really love the deep, like the design of it, the lines, the aesthetics. Our logo is not very. I thought I quit my iMessage, Joey.
My eyes are going to start bleeding here in a second.
That one was the loudest one.
Like that was Joey, right? Joey, who serves as the logistics and shipping, and he's like all of that for AWWC. But like I'm really humbled you guys love it. I really hope, and I've started to see it on Instagram. Guys are taking pictures of this watch, and it's awesome for me and us because we didn't think this was possibility at first because we were not even years old. Like I told you, like November of last year, I'm emailing Nodus and be like, hey, like this is who I am. This is who we are as an organization. Can we do a collaboration? And he could have, Wes and Colin could be like, nope, sorry. Like, good luck. And then here we are, right? Like September, October, guys are getting them on the wrist. And it's been a huge impact and a huge hit. And so I think,
I think one thing that's kind of important to remember too is like, I remember when I first saw the AWWC stuff popping up, and I was like, "Oh, it's interesting. It's a." Because I was still a relatively newer watch enthusiast, and people will say it that I wasn't. But dude, it's like some of you guys have been into watches for like 10 years. I was in watches for like 3 years. I mean, it's relatively new, and it's such a big area to understand. Like, you can't possibly know everything in 3 years. But anyways, I was like, "Oh, I really like their take on stuff, right?" Because I've always been kind of like, and it sounds funny when people say it, but oh, you're in the military. But no, like when everyone's turning one direction, I tend to go the other direction because, I've always just been weary or leery of anyone, just a herd going one way, right? I've kind of been like anti-herd. But when I saw it, I was like, oh man, I really like the stuff. And then so I looked it up and you guys are doing charity stuff and you are a charity. And I was like, oh, great. Okay. I can back this up because in my watch journey, I've realized like, I do a lot of stuff with my watches on. I'm getting older and I've had surgeries. Like, me and Alex joked the other day. I'm like, bro, are you in pain? And Alex is like, all the time. And I'm like, yeah, man. Same here. Every effing day. You know what I mean? And but we still fight. We still do. I will fight until the day I'm dead. And it's nice to know that there's an organization out there that's doing the same level of fighting for people like me, right? For people like Cody now, that's retired, and people like Alex once he makes E9 and finally retires, in 2037.
You're gonna be
in 2037, when he's Sergeant Major of the Army.
Oh man.
Yeah. But so it was just a no-brainer, man. It was a no-brainer, I know I can speak for Alex. It was a no-brainer because the one thing that Alex and I think, other than us making each other crack up all the freaking time, is that there's a common connection for where we want to give back the most that we can, right? Like we're not going to get on here and run our mouths without trying to give back. And then it's serendipitous, man. Like to meet you guys and to be able to do it, and then just to help out Wes and Colin over at Nodus. I mean, it's just there's no way it doesn't make sense. It wouldn't happen. The triangle wouldn't happen. The fire triangle
and,
of oxygen, fuel, and whatever. Yeah,
because you're going on an extended backpacking camping trip. First round's on me, Jason, in New York City.
Cracking.
We will got some meetings lined up. We will have some goods on us. So Zach is attending. Wesley Perkins. He's another huge supporter of ours. We use him as our kind of liaison officer because he knows a lot of people as well. So I'm going to use and levitate sources. Super rad guy. I'm finally excited to meet him in person because I've never met him. But first round's on me, Jason. That's all I have to say is first round's on me.
Second round's on me.
I wish I could say third round was on me, but
hey, and you mofos better bring a coin because I'm slapping that thing on the bar.
Well, like I'm not a big coin person. Throughout my
I'm only bringing one coin. I'm only bringing one coin. The coin I got when I made chief, 2006. That's the coin I'm bringing.
I can bring not even. Okay, so I can bring my SIF coin for those who don't know what a SIF is. Change the names. So SIF, CRIF, Special Operations,
Yeah.
Crisis Response Force, Commanders
Nice.
in Extremis Force, sort of.
That sounds like a team you don't want to have show up to help you.
But
Commanders and Extremist Force.
kind of the only coin like I will really carry is so I will have 2 coins during lineup, and they're both my founders coins.
Yeah.
Awesome.
For AWWC.
So I don't know if you guys know or not, but Brock from Deep Sea EDC, he got one of these. Deep Sea,
Really?
the
Yeah,
Deep
no, I
Black.
know.
Yeah,
he-
Brock loves it, and
he
I
messaged me.
had a chance to meet him. We actually work really close to each other.
Okay,
But
so
Brock, dude,
Deep EDC Brock got a
Yeah.
deep.
yeah,
Yeah.
AWWC. Yep, he posted it the other day.
Yeah.
He's doing a cool pocket shot, the whole 9.
Okay, was he able to get on it through the Nodus website or through one of us sending him a link? Because
I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't know. He's a diver, man. They do.
I can ask
They
him.
move in weird ways.
yeah,
I mean, he might have swam like to Nodus headquarters and snuck in. I don't know, man. I don't know. They're divers. They wear small shorts, bro. I don't ask a lot of questions. They try to spot you in the gym when you're bench pressing in the shorts, and I'm like, hey, man.
I've been
Back
there
off.
doing that, ran multiple miles in Ranger panties.
Ranger panties.
Well, see, here's the difference between Ranger panties and these dive shorts, right?
Well,
Ranger
those are-
panties are meant to be ran in. Dive
Yeah.
shorts have like a belt. It's weird, man. It's a whole thing.
like I don't know.
Yeah, we love you, Brock. We love you.
Okay, so Brock was able to get one. Is he going to wind up?
Yes, he is. We're flying
Okay.
up on the same flight together.
Are you really? When do
Yeah.
you arrive?
That Friday morning, that Friday morning.
Okay, so I'll be there Thursday with my wife.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
will-
think we're getting there the same time Bill from Tornik Rayville's getting there. So I know
Okay.
Brock's helping Bill with his set up his stuff and all that stuff. So
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll
I'll be
link. Alex. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I wish I could say I was gonna be there, but I'm gonna be somewhere else far away. So,
Land far away.
you'll
Yeah.
always be in our hearts, bro.
Will
Right here.
like I've already texted you, told you what the lowdown will be. Yeah, so we'll go from there.
I told Alex he needs to take
Easy.
a wrist shot pointing straight down at the ground every week, send it into us, and then we'll do a giveaway contest. I got some watches I can give away. At the end, when Alex comes back, if someone can correctly guess where he's at based off his ground wrist shots, we'll give them a watch. But we're not going to disclose the location until,
But
Like-
you've got the deep to take with you.
yeah.
I am taking my deep. Yeah, I am taking my deep for sure.
You're going to put on a strap?
No.
I'm gonna take a strap and the bracelet, both.
The bracelet's so good, I'm not even taking this thing off. I'm just leaving it like
Yeah.
this.
I mean, yeah, I told myself at first I was gonna put it on the decon, but then I was like, I'm gonna leave it here for a little while. So we'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, I'll get
Cool.
with you after this. I'm gonna I want to send you something
Yeah.
prior to you going, so you'll
Okay.
get it. We'll link up offline right after this.
Too
Sweet.
easy, man.
You want to close it out, Alex?
Let's
Yeah, I
go.
appreciate everyone tuning in and communicating through the comments. We love to talk to you guys about everything we chat about. And like always, we're brought to you by AWWC. Go support them. They do great. They support a great cause. They're helping veterans. They're helping LEOs. They're helping first responders. And they have a lot of good stuff going on right now. So go take a look at the stuff that they're offering through the drop culture, social media. If you're not in the group yet, go join their social media, because I'm telling you right now, you probably get kicked out of Tudor and Rolex forums, but you're not going to get kicked out of this one. So go ahead. You'll have fun and you'll see what they're all about, and support them because they do great things. Until next week.
Good night, everybody.
Have a good night.